Hi friends, Briggs Wallace here. This video is for you if you are wondering when to take action in the manifestation process. We call that aligned action. Now, what is aligned action and how is that different than action? Well, action, I know you've all experienced, is a little bit more like forcing something into existence. You want that specific thing, you're unrelenting until you get that specific thing, and then you get that thing. And it's good for a second, and then you realize maybe it wasn't the best plan, or it has some consequences that you didn't anticipate, or you got it because you refused not to get it, but was it in your best interest and in the interest of the good of all, right? That's the difference between action and aligned action. Aligned action is out of trust and faith and love for the good of yourself and the good of all, right? So we return to the feeling of, why do we want to do this? Is this out of service? Is this out of love that I want to do this? Am I adding value to other people's lives? Am I creating an offering? Well, if the answer to those are yes, it's time to take an action in that. And the best way to do that and to get into even more alignment is to start doing the things that make you feel good. Love yourself into the vibration of inspiration. So what are some things that are simple to love myself into the vibration of inspiration? Stinking hippie. Well, it's actually not that hard, you guys, right? You psych yourself up. You start counting your blessings. You're grateful for things that you usually take for granted. Like, for instance, I think we are all able to take hot showers when we want, and we're all wake up in pretty soft, luxurious beds with soft, luxurious sheets. And on top of that, we have hearty breakfasts, unless we're intermittent fasting. And then on top of that, you work and you have enough money and more to get the things that you need, or you have enough time to do things like have dinner with your family or sit in the sunshine during your break, right? It's those little things that will bring us into alignment, because guess what? They match the feeling of love and freedom and joy and gratitude. So when we are feeling those things and we have thoughts about other ways that we might be able to make it to our goals that kind of come out of nowhere in a daydream or in an impulse, that's when you take aligned action. And you're feeling so good and you're doing it out of love and service. And that's when the universe comes in and co-creates with you and pushes you forward, right? The wind is at your back. You're not doing it all. And you don't even know exactly what you're doing, right? You're just taking one step at a time with faith and trust. And that can allow you to come into alignment, right? And so your goals might be something like, I want to make more money and have a different job. Well, you're going to do your part. You're going to meet it 50-50 by coming in and updating your resume and putting that on LinkedIn and, looking at the job market through Indeed and emailing some people your resume. When you show up 50-50, that's also aligned action, right? Because you're doing your part and the universe wants to co-create with you that equal energy. However, when you are not doing your part, that's not aligned action. It's not aligned action when you sit on the couch and you just expect for the winning lottery ticket to be your next manifestation, but you don't even play regularly and you don't even have a specific idea of what you want to buy with it, right? You haven't done your part. You haven't cultivated and refined and created the vision and the feeling and the vibration to match the reality of that you've already put into the vortex, right? You have to put the energy in, but the energy doesn't have to be like a drudging energy. It doesn't be like, I have to go to work, I'm working on manifesting, right? I mean, it's not that. This should be fun. It should be fun along the way. I like to think, all of us in our society, we've been taught, oh, we're going to go on vacation, right? Like we're going to have vacation 2 weeks, but what happened to vacationing along the way, right? What happened to every week being so good you don't have to take a vacation from your life? That's what the universe is waiting for. that's when you have the freedom, right? So what does that look like? It looks like whatever it means to you. It looks like maybe taking some time and go sitting on a warm rock in the sun. It doesn't have to be going down a roller coaster, but it could be going down a roller coaster. So you have to do whatever's going to allow your cork to float, right? And take action once your cork is floating. Because we know that once it's floating, you're in your right state of mind for aligned action, out of peace, out of love, and out of joy for an expansion for both yourself and the good of all. One example of aligned action that I can think of from my own life was when I moved across the country without a job, right? I knew that once I landed, I could get a job. I just knew it, I expected it, I wanted it, and I knew it. And I wanted to build my private practice of coaching clients and also to be of service and add value to other people's lives. So when I landed in the new town, I realized there was a wellness studio around. And I said, well, I do want to build my private practice, which is my own business instead of somebody else's, but I love collaborating with people and they are adding value to the community's lives right now. And I'm new and I'm still getting my roots. So I went, I refined my resume and I turned it into them and said, hey, I'd love to collaborate with you guys. I have a lot of experience coaching and I think I could be of service to this community. So they said, no problem, but there's a non-compete, right? And I said, well, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to build my private practice on the side, but I will allow them to be totally separate. So they said, that's great, no problem. As long as that's our agreement, let's go. So I started working for them. I loved working for them. It was a beautiful space. There were beautiful people. I got to add value and be in service every day, which is my everything. And then all of a sudden, circumstances changed and their studio started to go out of business. We did everything we could to keep it afloat and it went out of business. And then at the very end, the owner said, well, because we're going out of business, I want to make sure that all the clients are well taken care of and you can have all the clients you are already seeing in your private practice. So that's a great example of aligned action, right? It wasn't my specific way of doing things. It wasn't my only goal to have my private practice. I wasn't rigid to that. I took action out of love and service and opened up to a broader vision, knowing that divine design is much, much better than my design. And I was able to add value to people's lives. And then the universe co-created with me to allow my private practice to be filled and to sustain me. And I was able to pour my love and service in that direction too, and take care of people that needed it when they needed it. So the universe sometimes comes at you sideways. And aligned action is all about holding it loosely, allowing, and then receiving when the time is right, and doing it with the intention of love and service. And you'll get there. Just be patient. When it's right, it will come. Thanks for joining me on my journey. If you like this video, check out some of my other ones. Like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. I'd love to know more about your journey and what you're up to and where you are. If you're interested in coaching services, check out the link in the description and my website. Many blessings and much love.